Africa, Mama Africa.
So what can I say? There must be a prescription somewhere that says, Africa, you are not good enough. I believe that also that Africans' issue can only be enhanced when Africans decide to do that. They should not allow another person to give them a prescription of how Africa should look like or what we need in our Africa, because we know what we need in our Africa. No one will know that better than us. And I think the UN should see Africa as partners. And the United Nations, definitely, you cannot have 7 countries vetoing everything. When it comes to Africa issue, it is those 7 countries. Who are the countries that are actually exploiting Africa? They're the ones who have the veto power to make decision on anything that has to do with Africa. So for me, I think that is wrong. And that is one thing the president of Sierra Leone has campaigned for. And this year, Sierra Leone is now a non-permanent member at the United Nations. But yet still, we don't have a veto power. But we're there. At least we are getting closer. And in these 2 years, our mission is to get the United Nations to see Africa not as one country. Because that's the mistake they do. When you say I'm from Africa, they say, oh, you're from Nigeria. I said, no, Nigeria is one country in Africa. You know, we have 54 countries in Africa. So see us as a continent that also, what we offer to the world, Europe does not have it. What Africa gives to the world, Europe don't have it, America don't have it, Asia don't have it. Because we are not mining in China, we are not doing any mining in America or mining in Europe. But they are doing it in every part of Africa. Not just Sierra Leone, go to Democratic Republic of Congo, go to Botswana, go to Angola, go everywhere there is mineral resources. It is the West and the Chinese who are there.
I think we need to work toward a future where those industries migrate toward the sources of production. So like you could imagine a chocolate industry that's not in Switzerland or Belgium, but it's in Ghana.
Yes.
You could imagine, yes, the most famous jewelry stores in the world might be in Cote d'Ivoire. They might
Sierra
be
Leone. We have the best diamonds.
They might be in Sierra Leone.
But guess what? We have the best diamonds in the world, but they call our diamond blood diamond. Well, I've never seen a red diamond, because if it's blood diamond, it should be red. We have the best diamonds in the world. You know, so I don't know, what do we have in America? I'm just checking, you know, so I told you I came here to learn also.
Yeah.
Come on, you know, you can't just be asking me. You give me some information to take home.
Of course, I'll be happy to tell you things. You know, the U.S. makes, we have good beef here.
Beef?
Yeah.
Have you tested our cows?
We make computer chips. We've developed the internet. I mean, there's lots of innovation. I think normal exchange is normal. People learn from each other. They share products. There's a kind of very normal type of globalization where people have learned from each other. The extractive kind is what we need to move beyond. My aspirations, as I was mentioning to you, is that maybe we could imagine a world where the minerals that are extracted get refined, get processed into consumer products at the sources.
Well, first of all, for that to happen, you have to have energy. Now check how many countries actually have energy. And who gives energy? Let me speak for Africa. When you come to Africa, ask me what is it that I want. If you ask me what food do you want to eat, I'll tell you I want to eat rice. But then if you come to Africa and bring me spaghetti and said I want you to eat spaghetti, that you're imposing on me. With everything that we have in Africa, for all the people or all the organizations or all the companies that are coming to take from us, for once, see us as partners. For once, treat us with respect. And then help us develop. Because when we're developed doesn't mean you will not do your mining. It just means you'll be changing lives and changing lives in a positive way. So by depriving us that development, by depriving us that opportunity for us to be able to be self-sufficient, for me, that is what is wrong. And that is why I am not able to stay silent. I feel Africa, patriotism is very important. You have to love your country to want your country to be a better place. Patriotism, I think we have to have that sense of patriotism in our countries, and our leaders also should be subjected to that. You know, it is not only when you were talking about election and then everybody come out and celebrate, and after election, that's it. Accountability. Who accounts for what is happening? Who is the one who is changing the narrative of what is happening? Like I said, as a First Lady, I am not part of a government system. I am a wife of a president. So when I speak on behalf of the people, because I understand what the people are going through. At the end of the day, I'm not being paid salary, and I cannot be fired either. So that's the advantage. That's the advantage of being a First Lady. But I believe that for Africa, what is happening in Africa today, it needs to change, and it needs to change now. There is no time like now, because for Sierra Leone, we now have a president who believes that we cannot wait for other people to come and develop us. We cannot wait for another country to come and prescribe how our country should be run or what we need in our country. You know, this divide and rule, if you're close to China, we will not come to your country. If you're close to America, we will not come to your country. I mean, the fight that is between England, Europe, America, China, Russia is not a Sierra Leone fight. That's not our problem. We're fighting for our daily bread. We're looking to have education, just like America. We're looking to have good health facility. Just like Europe, we're looking to have governance structure where one single person cannot be the dictator of a nation. That's what we're looking for. And in that process, we're going to be allies to everybody who wants us to grow. But if we now align ourselves with someone, and then this other person now feel offended that, oh, you know, I'm coming from China now. I flew in, I've gone around the world to get to Boston, you know. I went to China and then come here. Before here, I went to England and then flew into America. For me, I am not restricted where I should go or who I should be talking to. I am going around the world to see a country that sees Africa not as not just as an ally of what you'll be getting from us, but a country that sees Sierra Leone as partners and treat us with respect. You cannot be coming to our country and take everything that will make us develop, and then you still treat us as inferior people, as if we don't know what we're doing. I think that is wrong. You know, we're looking for partners that value us. People that will come to our country and say, you know what, this country has suffered enough, they need to grow. We were once the atom of Africa. Every country within sub-Saharan Africa used to come to Sierra Leone for our education. And today, what can we be proud of? We cannot talk about education in Sierra Leone because they've ruined that for us. Everything that has empowered Sierra Leone has been ruined. And now we have a leader who wants to fix everything. There is a problem. In Africa, you should not have a leader that is assertive, a leader that knows what his people want, a leader that wants to change what is happening. The moment you have that, it's everyone's target. And then they find reason to slow you down, they find reason to stop you, and they use that system of corruption. They use corrupt people, they use negative people, they use unpatriotic citizens to come after a government who is doing what is right for a system. I think we need to address those issues. Unfortunately, I don't know I'm very good at name calling, but at the moment, I don't know who I should be screaming at.
Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Africa. Africa, say mama. Mama, Africa. Mama, Africa.
Yes, wake up Africa, stand up Africa, and unite. Greetings to you all, kings and queens. You heard many stories about this continent, and this is one of the best conversation I think for the year 2024 up to date from Madam First Lady of Sierra Leone. That's why this makes me to think we need to convene an emergency meeting for this continent. Let us, our leaders, our Pan-Africanists, convene a meeting, immediate meeting about this continent and plan our future. The Agenda 2063 is there, but let us convene another meeting and create a new plan, maybe of 20 years, and starting to work with that. Otherwise, we'll continue to be told what to do. Our resources will continue to be controlled by others. It is paining. It is paining to see these situations. And people are happy. People are in the street are just celebrating. What are we celebrating for? What things can we go out with and say this is Africa? What have we done, the continuation, for this continent? That's the big question we need to ask ourselves. What have we done that can be proud and make Africa great? We have a gratitude. You know, sometimes you can wonder if our founding fathers at that time, without telephone, without internet, without good road, good infrastructures, they came together. They fought for independence together. What's wrong for the current generation to come together and to do what is good and right for this continent, for the people of this continent? Just imagine till today we are still holding these colonial borders. And all of us, we know very well that colonial borders divided tribes and clans into parts, and still we are holding these colonial borders. That's why I believe we have many politicians, but we have few leaders. We have many politicians, but we have few leaders. If we have many leaders, they will come together and say, we have been in this division for too long. Let us now come together. Let us stay with your country, but let us allow free movement of people and goods. Let us remove these visas. Let us come together and see how we can use these resources. We have minerals. Whom is benefiting from our minerals? We have everything. We have horrible land. Still we are fed by smaller countries like Ukraine. You see, all of us, it is not a long time ago. It is recently. You see when Ukraine and Russia went to quarrel, all of us, we cried for the shortage of wheat. And yet, we have all kinds of resources. We have horrible land. We have everything. Burkina Faso has demonstrated to us they produced enough wheat. Yes, there's those countries who are giving us aid and grants. Let us receive it, but let us also be with our own targets, our own missions. Those who will bring us, let us bring us, but we must make sure that we produce our own. I know this is not the journey of the fainted heart. This is the journey of the strong men and women. So let us continue to push our agendas. Let us continue to address these issues of the unity of this continent. All those things that Madam is saying, it refers to the unity. This is happening because we are divided. We are manipulated because we are divided. Just imagine the continent with almost 54 nations. is not represented in the United Nations Security Council. So 7 countries can neutralize all of us, our decisions, with veto power. What is our plan for the rest of the world? We need to restructure Africa. And I don't know, we who are educated, what have we done for this continent? We are so many people who are educated. And what is our education done apart from acquiring jobs and getting salary? Other issue, what have we used our education for the betterment in the future of this continent? I know many of us, we enjoy to get salaries and some opportunities, moving out of the continent, using this taxpayer money. But what have we done for this continent? Yes, we have done. Is it enough? So we can come and ask many questions and without getting answers. But the answer is one and simple. First of all, we need to come together, to unite. And we can come together if we have self-love. And we can come together if we see each other as brothers and sisters. We have been taught to think we are not ones. You know, you can ask yourself, I want to give you one example. If you go to the country such as Kenya, you'll find there's Maasai in Kenya and also Maasai in Tanzania. And one of the tribal leader is one, Olaibon, who control all Maasais in all those countries. But sometimes those who are Kenyans, they feel they are not Tanzanian. Why? Because of this division. But they have the same leader, the same culture, everything is the same. But when it comes to nationalities, you know, you are Tanzanian, I'm a Kenyan. For what? So, Africans, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. We need to be patriotic. We need to have a love for this continent. We have lost the love of this continent. I don't know why, but that is the truth. We need to restore our dignity, to restore our respect. And that's why sometimes you wonder, you see young people running away from this continent, running to Europe. There are so many reasons. But other reason is because we don't have love for this continent. That is another reason. Because by running away, it doesn't solve the problem of Africa. You run away from the problem, so the problem will remain there. So we need to solve our problems. We need to solve those challenges in our mother continent, Africa. We have those capacities to do so. The problem that we have, as I said, and I will continue to say, we are not united. We are divided. We see each other as enemies. We don't see each other as brothers and sisters. That's why we close borders with fellow brothers and sisters. If it is your relative, you cannot close the door. If you see each other as brothers and sisters, you cannot close the border. You cannot threaten even to invite your fellow brothers and sisters. So that's why we need to change. There's something that went wrong, maybe in our education systems, I don't know where, or our environment, but that makes us not believe and love our continent, Africa. So, kings and queens, I will not speak for too long, but it's paining, it is hurting, but that is the reality. Let us come together, brothers and sisters. Yes, our headers have done that much good. Let us, the current generation, see how we can come together. Wherever you are, respect your brothers and sisters. Do what is good in life for this continent. try to think on what you can do. Even though you cannot do, try to advise what you can do, what others can do. Share ideas. I have been saying this for many times. I'm sure even our readers are listening these conversations. So let us take steps, trying to take that what is good and try to implement. It is possible. It is possible. So let me say thank you for your time, but let us not forget to come together, to unite, to love one another, and to make sure also we bring peace. Because without the peace, nothing will be done under conflicts. So thank you for your time.